Hey guys, coinmetallurgist here. And if you watched my video last Friday, you'll remember that I promised to make a video of taking apart these weighted sterling pieces. Before I get started here, I will try to show you the bottom here. They both, they're different brands, but they say weighted sterling on the bottom. And they both actually say weighted reinforced, which I don't think means anything different. And by no means am I, professional at breaking the silver off of these. I have heard someone estimate that it's about like 30% of the weight that's actually silver. This candlestick holder, definitely probably going to be less than 30% because it feels really weighted. It's real thin all over. It's probably going to be hardly any silver in that one. I'm hoping where I do well here is this bowl on the top of this one. The bowl is just like a silver bowl. It doesn't have any weighted part to it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use a few tools to break these apart. I've got a hammer. I have my Leatherman for a pair of pliers, and then I also have this pair of really nice tin snips. And so I'm hoping that I can maybe use this to try to cut these up, cut the silver kind of off of the packing material on the inside. And then when we get all done, I got two different scales here, my little scale and then my larger scale to weigh this stuff. And what I'm kind of going to try to do is take the bowl off and then put all the rest of the little scrap inside the bowl so we can just weigh it on the large scale. So, no idea how long this is going to take me, how well this video is going to go. If it ends up real bad, I might just cut it all out and just cut to the end and tell you guys how much silver there is. But here we go at it. They really get that stuff, back in the smallest crevices of it. Make it real difficult. They definitely don't manufacture these things with someone taking them apart in mind. So I found these at my local thrift store, and I don't know how well I'll do on the candlestick because I don't think it's gonna have too much silver in it, and it cost me $7. This kind of bowl thing here cost me $10, and I think just the bowl on top might have enough silver to kind of make it worth it. The real hard piece I think is going to be the hardest piece is the stem. These bottoms aren't too hard to get off. Just kind of breaks out. In addition to just their packing material, they got a steel rod going through the stem just kind of to be more structurally sound. But I mean, like you can see, it's almost like foil. It's super thin. I took apart, the only other weighted thing that I've ever taken apart was just a kind of a weighted sterling knife. So that was a lot smaller than these, but it was still a real pain trying to take it apart and get all the silver off. So I think what I'm going to try to do here on the stem is hopefully kind of get this underneath. I don't know if that's going to work. I might just hit it with the hammer and kind of loosen it up first. Yeah, my hope was kind of just cut the silver and peel it away and not deal as much with the insides. Definitely started with the easier of the two here. At least I think I did. We'll see how that candlestick goes. Of course, this makes a real big mess, so I'm trying to do it in an area where I can just make a mess and sweep it up afterwards. And like I said, I'm definitely don't consider myself a professional at this or even skilled. There we go, got the steel rod out. Should make everything easier here. See if I can kind of cut it open now. And this probably, I should probably wear work gloves while I'm doing this. Just especially when I'm cutting it with that, I'm making real sharp edges. Could cut my fingers pretty easily. I'll try to be careful here. There we go. Let's go ahead, and I don't think you're going to be able to see the scale, but I'll read it to you. How much just that first one has in silver. And let's change to ounces. Or grams even. Let's do grams. So we got 146 grams. I know you can't see that on the scale, but 146 grams from that bowl that cost me 10 bucks. I think that's pretty good. Let's see what we can do with this candlestick. You guys remember that 146, because I'm just going to add this to the bowl and we'll see how much it is total at the end. Hit it with a hammer a little bit. There we go. Popped the bottom off. Kind of a lighter color thing in there. Try to contain my mess. Move that away so we don't get any flakes in there. Same with this candlestick, even in the top part here. This is just real thin silver and it's got filling inside of it. And there's a steel rod in there again. You know, and I think probably even if I knew I wasn't going to make any money on this, I probably still would have purchased it. Hey guys, sorry about that. Just ran out of storage space on my memory card and had to go take a break and go get the videos I already had on the camera off before I could continue. I promise I didn't do much without you. Still just working on this candlestick here. I got the bottom of it off. Okay. That's a real big piece of steel in there. I mean, relatively to the size of the candlestick. I know it's not really that big of a piece of steel, but just gonna try to break up the filling in there a little bit. And I'll try to pull on it with the pliers. That's real odd. Yeah, it's kind of folded over. I pinch that edge to kind of rip it off, and when I do so I get kind of some of the filling junk stuck in there in the lip. I don't want that stuff, just want the silver. There we go. It's kind of like a little cup for where the candle actually sat. Okay, might be able to get the steel bar out now. Maybe not yet. There we go. That's really not too bad. Almost done with that. Just a little bit more junk in there. There we go, all cleaned out. That wasn't nearly as bad as I was expecting that to be. So I'll throw the rest of this on the scale here. Bring our scale over. Let's turn it on first. And we got it on grams. We have a total of 196 grams. So I'm not real sure what silver's sitting at right now as far as per gram sterling's at, but 196 times whatever silver's at, I'm sure that's more than the $17 I paid for this. So I'm pretty happy with that, and that was surprisingly not as bad as I was expecting it to be to break that stuff out. The one knife I broke out last time I was doing this was a lot more difficult. The packing material was a lot harder and kind of more dense. Let's see how much just the bowl weighs here on its own. Yep, that bowl's 113. So that bowl's more than half of the total weight here. But still real happy with that. Real happy with getting silver at the thrift store. That always makes me happy. It's always usually pretty cheap there. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too obnoxious hearing me bang with the hammer onto this. And I know it's quite long by now, but I appreciate you watching and supporting my channel. And have a great day. Bye guys.